What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video where it's actually one of my favorite GE weeks, and I'm a little bit late getting this video out, but don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's get straight into it. So it's Reanimated week. It's a great global event. Unfortunately, it still does have problems where you will get the smoke from the enemies and it will kill, friendly NPCs or friendly equipment and things like that, and that can cause you to fail certain objectives. So do be careful when you are using it, but it is still a great GE to play as long as you can play it within them constraints. So what we'll do, we'll head over to Federal Emergency Bunker, and I'll just kind of show you the build that I always kind of land on. Now this is definitely not going to be best in slot, meta or anything like that. This is just the one that I feel comfortable to sit back and just play with, and it makes my life relatively easy. There are going to be some restrictions on it. Unfortunately, it does include a piece of equipment that you can't get at the moment, but do not worry if you've not got all of the bits that you need. I will show you an alternative that you'll be able to play with as well. So as you can see, I've got absolutely zero stacks of anything right now. And if you don't like determined builds, you might as well just turn off now. But drop a like first, even if you don't like it. So yeah, you gotta basically get a headshot first of all. And obviously did that miss? That's rubbish. Hi fella. So get a headshot first of all. Stay in the green smoke. And then after that, you're kind of buzzing now at this point. What is he doing? You can just kind of play in the green smoke. They'll die.
Serious trauma detected.
Shoot him in the toe if you need to. Should have warmed up first. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. Nice. Explosions and death. Am I going to kill him? Wow, that is really bad. I really should have warmed up first. But that's it. They're all dead. Now oh, I know they're not. It's come back to life. Oh no, he died in the smoke. That's what I really like about it. How they die in the smoke when they come back to life. Get to the next bit. Hopefully I can perform a little bit better. I mean, performance anxiety. Christ. If you are used to watching my content, you will have noticed I'm slacking recently. Unfortunately, my apologies for that. Real life has been kicking me in the butt recently. I've just not had time to get to the PC to play even a game, which is definitely unfortunate. But I suppose Division's on the quietest period right now, so that's probably a good thing in that response as well.
Should have stayed on the island with us. He'd live long.
Well, you don't have to play in cover. If you're more of like a run and gun person with determined, I mean, you'll have absolutely no problem to run and gun this. I love how they just all die and you don't have to do anything. We're warming up now, we're doing better. You can switch to a pistol as well if you want to do this with a pistol. That would it wouldn't be as good, this build with a pistol. It would work, but it wouldn't be as good. You'd probably run Headhunter's Fury or something like that instead. The reason I like this one though is you notice there, look at the bonus armor and stuff that I've got. Like I've got quite a good chunk of survivability as well, and that's what I mean when I talk about it just being easy to use. Green smoke does look so good. Get some green smoke up there where they always hide and make you wait forever.
Online computer detected.
And I probably don't need to show you anything else. Let's get rid of this yellow guy up here. And easy peasy. And as what you'll notice is that I seem to be killing less than normal. I am on heroic, but that is because I am using what I was talking about before, the turmoil knee pads that you can't currently get. Now there is a disadvantage to using the turmoil knee pads. One, they've been fixed. The detox doesn't scale incorrectly anymore. That was kind of a silent fix a couple of patches ago. I don't really feel like anybody covered it. Maybe Dodd, I'm not sure. But they've been fixed, but they still do work very well with Hunter's Fury. But not with Hunter's Fury, with the Headhunter. But the problem with that is that we're then forced into using the Hotshot backpack. Now, if you're terrible like me, agents can miss a headshot before resetting the cycle. Actually, it does work out okay every now and again. But if you're an absolute John Wick when it comes to using guns with this, with Determined and things like that, then this is an absolute wasted talent. And you'll have to kind of make your own decision then at that point. Is killing half the amount of enemies by using the turmoils worth it, overtaking a damage talent or a survivability talent on the backpack? And at that point, that is kind of up to you. You can pretty much use any marksman rifle you want to. I would recommend the M700 Carbon. It's just really good. It's really stable. 12 in the mag as well is absolutely brilliant. But really, you can use whatever you want with this. Damage target out of cover, and obviously you're putting Determined on it. There is the Harvest that you can use as a backup. This will work very well as well. But like I said, you're not really spec'd into using the pistol. You've no punch drunk. It's just not ideal. But again, it's an option. And I just got Bullet King on there. Any other gun here, a Lexington, a Pestilence, whatever you want here, just to kind of take the aggro if you do get yourself in a tight pinch. A Scorpio would also do really good work. So here is the Turmoil. Do absolutely nothing for us really when it comes to damage, really, because we would run a headshot damage on this. Unfortunately, we are forced into crit chance and crit damage. But like I said, it splits the damage, allowing us to basically, it's not quite double damage. So it takes the Headhunter's proc and it deals it independently across 2 targets. So because it gets the plus 1250%, it adds that to the half amount of damage that the knee pads give you, which obviously is still an insane amount of damage when it comes to it, especially the fact we can scale up to level 13 expertise. You certainly don't need level 30 expertise for this build to work. You could have no expertise and this build will still work. It's just the most difficult thing will be that first initial shot, right? As you saw, I struggled at the very beginning. Hit that red bar, get Headhunter procced, and from there it's absolute sailing. When you come across enemies that have helmets on, like you saw in that second part where I popped them in the chest and then popped him in the head, they're going to be your only difficulties. This build does very truthfully become harder to run when you're running hyenas, but again, it totally depends on how good you are with the sniper rifle anyway. And let's face it, Determined does feel very cheesy. We should be hitting heads anyway, so considering we get a few hyenas with helmets on, we shouldn't complain too much. But obviously we get the max bonus here from Perfect Headhunter. You could take this one step further if you really wanted to. I haven't got it on me, I don't think. I don't even think I've actually got the actual piece. But if you wanted to, you could run a Palisade chest with Headhunter because it would give you a further 10% armor on kill. I don't think I've got one. Maybe I have with a blue on. But you could run that there. You will drop a little bit of damage, but you'll add some survivability. So the reason I'm not too worried though about doing that, and that's kind of taking this build to the extreme, is because I get 10% armor on kill just from running Gunner. You could run Sharpshooter here to, but you're not really popping heads. You don't need the extra stability or anything like that, or the extra damage. So I just run this for the 10% armor on kill. Now, let's look at the Hotshot pieces. So we get 30% marksman rifle and 30% weapon handling. That's why I talked about running a pistol with this build is a little bit of a waste because we do lose all of that marksman rifle damage. But then we get 30% headshot damage, and then we get headache. So the first headshot with an MR will increase the next headshot by 20%. Second consecutive headshot with an MR will give you 10%. Again, pistols does not doing anything at this point. Will give you 10% armor. If at full armor, it gives you bonus armor up to 50% of your current armor value. And the third consecutive headshot will refill the magazine. So at that point, then you think if you're not going to hit every shot, running the backpack actually does come in a little bit goated every now and again. From the fourth headshot forward, agents will get all 3 bonuses for each consecutive headshot kill, and missing a headshot will reset the cycle. And then we've got double headshot damage there on the mask. On the hands, we've got headshot damage. And on the holster, we've got headshot damage. Backpack, obviously headshot damage with blessed on, allowing us to miss one shot in between. Then you could run a decoy. You could run the Banshee Pulse. That's also an option with the Revive Hive. And if you want to look at the stats, you can see we've got 251% headshot damage, which again is just nice. You can see here, if I flip over to the correct gun, headshot, extra rounds. I've got crit chance there for some reason. Let's just double check that. So headshot. That's probably because we've got no other headshot. Yeah, we haven't. So you don't have to have crit chance here. I did lay into crit chance because we're running turmoils. So it does give us, what's it actually give us? 34% to hit that 50 It's not a lot. So you could literally run whatever you want there instead. You could run stability. You could run 14% reload speed, which is, you know, pretty good. 30% accuracy if you wanted to. I mean, the gun's already huge on that. And then when it comes to the muzzle, you could do exactly the same. You know, you could put some more optimal range in if you really needed it. Stability, just whatever you want in them last two. That is absolutely fine. And that's going to be it for the video. Now, if you wanted to change things around a little bit, I don't know if I've got my knees. I've not. Obviously, you would have Hotshot knees on instead. And then you would have a variety of options when it comes to backpack. You could run the Memento if you like collecting tokens. That would also give you quite a hefty armor and, you know, health regeneration, which is kind of nice. And it would also give you some extra damage as well. You could obviously run something like the Gift, which is going to give you headshot damage and vigilance, which is not great though because vigilance can be down. You could run a Providence or an Araldi piece with Unstoppable Force if you wanted damage. That would also work. Or if you've got a Palisade backpack that is spec'd into headshot damage with Bloodsucker, that is a huge amount of extra survivability. Or you could simply slap on an Araldi backpack and get some damage with Bloodsucker on, and you're kind of generating extra bonus armor along with the other bonus armor that you're going to get from Hotshot. So there are all your other alternatives. This is just the one that I land on, like I said, because this is just ease of play, right? Super sit back, get yourself a beer, sit on the couch, put your feet up, and yeah, not have to worry too much at all. That's going to be it for the video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. As always, let me know what you're running for this global event down below in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind dropping me a like, I really would appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, agents. Goodbye.